Well, there's a lot of not disappointing things happened last night, apparently, on television. And as the Democrats met in Ohio for the 4th presidential debate, and the biggest target, apparently, of the night was Senator Elizabeth Warren. Take a look.
Costs will go up for the wealthy, they will go up for big corporations, and for middle-class families, they will go down. I will not sign a bill into law that does not lower costs for middle-class families.
At least Bernie's being honest here and saying how he's going to pay for this and that taxes are going to go up. And I'm sorry, Elizabeth, but you have not said that, and I think we owe it to the American people to tell them where we're going to send the invoice. The difference between a plan and a pipe dream is something that you can actually get done.
I agreed with the great job she did, and I went on the floor and got you votes. I got votes for that bill.
Well, okay. Clearly, I guess they think Elizabeth is the one to beat right now. Did she hold her own?
I thought she was terrific, actually. You know, she is the lady with the plan. It's clear that she is obviously the front runner, at least in their minds, because that's why she was under attack so much. She never lost her cool. She didn't lose her pacing. I think that's what you need to do in a debate. She had the most time speaking. She spoke for 22 minutes and 32 seconds, as opposed to, let's say, Kamala Harris, rather, who spoke for 12:24, and Booker spoke for 11:19. So, I mean, you know, she took up the majority of the time. I think it was a misstep, though, with her Medicare for All plan, because we know she's the lady with the plan, but she's not really explaining how she's going to pay for it, and they pounced on her for that.
Time and time again. I give Mayor Pete, and I think Amy Klobuchar, kudos. Mayor Pete, who I've liked from the beginning, but I thought last night was his best performance yet. He came out swinging. He's in that moderate lane. Klobuchar's there, but Biden also. But he delivers what Biden is saying, I think, so much better.
He's a great debater.
And so if you were just reading this debate, the transcript, and you didn't know their age, you didn't know what they look like, you didn't know much about them, I think the way that people were polling today would be very different. I think the way we'd be talking about them would be very different. His numbers in fundraising as well is, you look at his campaign coffers, he has $23.3 million compared to Biden, who has 8.9. Money they can spend right now in their campaign.
Does
money
have a plan? Listen, money speaks, but BS walks.
He hit back on
Warren. And just because you got money doesn't mean you
have a plan. And what I like about him is he says, let's live in reality. If you want to win this election, you got to give people a choice.
So what has he said that,
he's saying
that
on
got you fired
for
up?
example, he's all for, like, let's find better health care and more options for people, but you can't tell the American people, you don't have a choice in this. He also had a great moment with Beto O'Rourke on guns, when Beto said, I'm going to go in people's homes and take people's guns. He said, this is a purity test. That's never going to pass. So let's live in reality once again. I think that is the way to beat Trump. If you go so far to the left and say, we're going to live in this world that's never going to exist, you're not going to get people in the middle.
Yeah.
They're going to have no option but to maybe vote for Trump again. That's what's going to happen.
Well, if that's the only option for people in the middle, that's not the middle.
Amen.
That's not the middle, if that's the only option. What'd you think?
Oh, I have many things to say. Last night I was live tweeting it because there's only so much time in these segments. I will say I thought Warren did a terrible job, and she was on her heels all night, and it showed just how vulnerable she actually is.
We watching the same debate.
I disagree.
Yeah, but I'm watching it as a Republican. You're watching it as a far left progressive. I say that with respect to you.
Oh, I'm not a far left progressive at all, actually.
Compared to me, you are. Compared to everybody in this room, it's fine. But I will say, I actually thought Mayor Pete came out swinging really hard, and I thought it was quite impressive. I don't know what Beto's doing other than running for MSNBC host coming up. I'm sure he'll get a good hour. That's right. Tom Steyer's Christmas tie was deeply distracting the entire time. And I want to say Andrew Yang brought up the topic of automation. The only reason why we're talking about automation is because an entrepreneur from New York, not from California, I messed that up when he was on here, brought it to the forefront, and he had a way better answer than Elizabeth Warren did.
And also, I think, you know, it's one of the things that people slammed your mom about, because people forget that, you know, it's not immigrants coming over and taking your jobs away. Your jobs are being phased out. They are being done by machines. So let's be realistic about what's going on and find ways to get people, to encourage people to find new ways of moving your life ahead when, you know, because we've seen it happen when automation comes in, a lot of stuff disappears.
But we'll be at least
on the Democratic stage, those were issues that were being discussed,
Yeah.
right? At least,
Yeah.
like, gun violence was discussed. At least opioids were discussed. At least universal health care was discussed, and not treated as a pipe dream, but treated as something that has to become reality in our country. And so, to me, like, just the contrast to Republicans, with all due respect, Megan, could not have been more clear
You won't
because
hurt
of
my feelings.
what we were talking about
Right.
last night. And I liked that we had this dynamic, strong conversation.